So, we finally got some rain yesterday. Not a lot, but at least enough to soak in a bit. And this is kind of like the last hurrah of the garden. I mean, stuff will keep growing probably for another month and a half. I do have some new nasturtiums coming up. There's stuff that's still kind of hanging on. There's a new borage and there's some pansies, which sometimes do even overwinter. But this is one of my Tulsi, and it's still going strong. And this is all my other Tulsi, which has done great this year. I have a lot of red shiso to take out. The tomatoes are still growing, and interestingly enough, the deer have been eating the pepper and tomato plants, which I didn't think they'd eat the tomato plants, but they have been. But I'm not worried about it because they're not really productive right now anyway. So I have some stinky deer repellent stuff that I could spray on them, but I'm just, I'm not really worried about it. I'm figuring that, well, they can eat whatever they want. Pretty soon I'll be taking out the Jerusalem artichokes because I have some there, and I have those other tall ones over there that are looking pretty shabby. But I have some greens are growing, more comfrey. There's always more comfrey that I can make things with. There's a little bit of parsley and dill. There are a few figs left, but like I said in another video, I'm not sure that these will ripen. We'll probably be getting up into the 70s still, but it's going to gradually be getting cooler. And there's still some pineapple sage blooming, and there were some red salvia out there. So there's still food for the pollinators and for the birds. Because even when some of the flowers are looking shabby, I leave them because the birds still come and eat off of those. But little by little, I'm going to be getting a lot of this stuff out, and I will be distributing more of the wood chips all over here for the winter. Lots of new motherwort coming up in here. There's some feverfew. There's a little bit of valerian. There's some more valerian there and over there. But a lot of the stuff needs to be taken out. All this purple shiso needs to be taken out. I had 3 elecampane plants, and I may try digging up some of the roots on that and maybe making some tincture with them. These are the other Jerusalem artichokes. And I have to carry that to the back. This big pine is going to be removed, and I'm usually a little loath to removing trees, but I'm going to give more space to the oak and to the Japanese maple and get a little bit more sunshine for the garden. And I'm going to create like a little altar right there. I'm going to have them take it off to about there, so I can use that for an altar. There's another dogwood there. And probably move some different things around this winter. The Rosa canina just don't do well here, so I'm thinking I'm going to dig them up when they're dormant and move them out where they get more sunshine out there. All the arborists always comment on this dogwood. This is a particularly large pink dogwood, and therefore pretty old. And it's not like super robust, but it's going to stay in there as long as it wants. Here's my elder. And I'm going to be cutting back some of the blackcurrant, and maybe doing some more starts with those because that worked really well for some out there. Oh, and I discovered this morning there's only one morning glory that grew for me this year, and that's because I just have so much shade in my yard. But I looked out and I saw this morning, and I was so delighted to see that. So that's the garden this morning. We should be getting a little bit more rain coming in a little bit more regularly now, which will be a good thing. Here's my Camellia sinensis. This is tea. This is a tea camellia, and I love all the little blossoms on this one. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to show out back. But yeah, it's nice and cool this morning. Sun should come out later though.